Ready to go?
Go where?
Shut up.
Sorry.
We're not doing this today. What the
Where we
fuck?
go? Look at Giannis.
Wait, Giannis, you just put him in front and center? Yeah.
Where you try to see him as best as possible. I guess that's good.
Well, Giannis is ready for a podcast. Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's do it.
Intro.
All right, Pulse Sports Podcast. We're here today. Been a while. You know, I'm not really good with consistency. It's okay. But we're here to talk about the play-in. You know, we're going to be there. I'm sorry, Sean.
It happens.
It happens. But, I mean, I think it's going to be a really interesting time to see what the Pelicans can do in the postseason. I'll just start it off and open up the floor and see what y'all think about the season as a whole. And where do you think the Pelicans will finish the season?
So for starters, I'm here to say that the Pelicans will win the NBA championship this year. You don't have to listen to me, but you're going to listen to me. All right, so.
Is there any reason why, though?
Yes, let's get into it. So we started off the season 3-16 with Willie Green, and it didn't look too well to start off with. But as you can see, he's a player's coach, and he should be in the Coach of the Year considerations. Sorry,
I mean, I'm pretty
but-
sure if you look at it, I want to check the odds on that too, just to see. But he has to be up there with like Monty Williams.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Memphis' coach.
Yeah, Memphis, their coach, and then I mean, you would probably put Miami in there with Spoelstra since they're the 1 seed.
Yeah. You could always go with Spoelstra.
I mean, what do you think, Sean?
Personally, I think the Pels got off to with that bad start, I don't think he's going to get that Coach of the Year consideration. Think about Sean Payton this year. If we bring it to football for a minute, we went 9-8 with JV players basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you think about Sean Payton, he wasn't even in consideration for Coach of the Year, even though realistically he was definitely one of the best coaches last year for doing what we did with the personnel that we had.
So updated odds as of today. Monty Williams is the lead, minus 2,000 to win Coach of the Year, followed by Spoelstra at plus 700, Taylor Jenkins with Memphis at plus 800, and J.B. Bickerstaff for Cleveland at plus 1,000.
I could see that.
But Willie Green doesn't even crack the top 5, which really surprised me.
Really?
Udoka with Boston is fifth up with plus 1,500.
Boston's been playing really well.
I mean, yeah. The slate for today, I'm pretty sure Boston plays Memphis tonight. We're recording this at 3:50 on Sunday. We're going to watch the Pels later tonight, take on the Warriors. Supposedly CJ McCollum's not going to play. So don't bet him. I mean, he's already put that on Twitter for everybody's record.
What a guy for that, by the way.
I mean, they already took off all the Pelicans line, so I mean, It doesn't really matter. Pelicans, they locked in their spot for the play-in. So, I mean, let's just go ahead and talk about that. What most scares you, or what scares you most about playing the Spurs, or do you think that it's something that a lot of Pelicans fans are kind of just blown by?
You can go.
All right. Yeah, I actually just told you right before we started this, the Pelicans are actually 1-3 against the Spurs this season. I don't know if you knew that, Rami. But when we play the Spurs, they always look like kind of a different team. They're just really motivated to beat us. And we always have a lot of mistakes when I watch them play the Spurs, besides the one time we blew them out this year. But you can't make mistakes against Pop's team. You just can't do it. If we make mistakes like that again on Wednesday night, I think it's going to be really, really hard to get out of that game with a win unless B.I. and McCollum have incredible games. But, I mean, I think if we keep it clean, we're going to have our whole team outside of Zion, obviously, maybe. And,
Nobody knows.
But no, realistically, if we have B.I. and C.J. and the guys we've been having, I think we'll be all right if we just don't make mistakes.
Don't forget about Herb.
Oh, you can't forget about Herb. Should be Depoy, definitely first all-team, all defense. Sorry about that.
I don't know if they're going to give it to him, though.
I don't think they will either, but I think they should definitely consider him. just because of the impact he's had as a rookie. I mean, you can't ignore it. He probably won't make it, but he should definitely have consideration.
Pretty sure he's third in the league right now when it comes to blocks and steals for the season, and that's not even just among rookies, which is crazy.
Broke the franchise record for forced turnovers
Last night against Memphis, that was an ugly game.
Yeah.
That was an ugly game.
Yeah.
You know, I was up all morning with work, so I fell asleep at third quarter. Didn't really miss much because we were down by 30.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's okay though. But let's take a look at the playoff picture and kind of, you know, take a look at the field, at least from the Western Conference side. So obviously we have the Pelicans and the Spurs Wednesday at 8:30 in New Orleans, which I think is going to be a packed house. It's going to be an incredible game. I mean, those playoff atmospheres in New Orleans, I've been to a couple of those games. They're insane. You're going to get to have your first experience at a Pels game. So
yeah, I'm really
First
excited
Pels
for that.
game.
yeah, what a chump.
Wednesday night in the blender, baby. The blender.
But yeah, so taking on the Spurs, Pelicans, looks like they're going to finish the season at least 2 games above San Antonio. So you got that 9-10 matchup. Looking on the other side, though, who would you rather face in that 7 and 8 game, say, if the Pelicans do make it through? You know, you got Minnesota and you got the Clippers. And the Clippers, they're a very sneaky team this year. They're just getting Paul George back, who's looking like he didn't miss a beat. But also on the other hand, Minnesota, Karl Anthony Towns, he's playing incredible right now. So is Anthony Edwards. Reese just called me. What a guy. But yeah, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, it seems like this team is finally finding their stride. So what would y'all say when it comes down to who we would play in that game to decide who would ultimately face Phoenix in the first round?
Honestly, I would much rather play Minnesota. We were watching the Clippers versus Pels game last week, and before the game, Sean had told me, he was like, when we play the Clippers, even though we went, 3-1 against them on the season, they have some sneaky players that'll come up on you out of nowhere.
Robert Covington.
Yeah, they traded for Robert Covington.
That man had, 11 threes against, I don't even remember who it was, but it was like a week ago.
Yeah.
He's a very streaky guy, that scares me.
Well, it was Marcus Morris, huh? One of them.
Marcus Morris.
Yeah. Sean told me he's scoring 20-plus points against the Pels tonight, and believe it or not, he scored, 25, 26 points? And then they have...
Only because it was a blowout.
Yeah, and they have amazing role players. They have Luke Kennard. I don't even know if you refer to Reggie Jackson as a role player anymore. He's a great point guard in the NBA. They're a scary team, and they're getting healthy.
But the thing is, they're either on fire hot or they're just ice cold. You can't really put it in the middle with them. Like Reggie Jackson, I watched a game the other night, and I think he went 1 of 7 from 3. Like, he just couldn't get the ball in the basket. And
He shot bad against the Pelicans from 3.
Yeah, I mean, in a win-or-go-home atmosphere like the play-in brings, it's going to be really tough. I think you're going to need a lot of big minutes out of CJ, especially as much as he's been playing. But a healthy BI would definitely help. We need Valanciunas to stay out of foul trouble, especially after, you saw last night. Last 2 fouls early in the first quarter against Memphis, and ultimately you have Willie Hernan-Gomez in the majority of the game. I wouldn't mind seeing more minutes out of Hayes in the play-in, especially with how much he's been
I think it's all just going to depend on – it's going to be real situational because you can't really afford to mess up with your rotations in these games, especially being in the 9 and 10 playing game. If you're in the 7 and 8 playing game, you got a little bit of leeway because you're going to have 2 games to get in.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're too concerned about if you play in the Suns or the Grizzlies. I think you just want to get in. But as a 9 and 10 seed, you got to win 2 games, and you don't have any wiggle room to lose any other ones. So I think it'll just depend on how exactly we're playing in our offensive style, and if I don't think they'll necessarily target him on defense or anything like that. But if Hayes is getting us good looks on offense, I think he'll start to see a little more minutes, or maybe what he's been seeing lately when he's been playing better.
He's been playing a lot better since he got moved to the 4.
And I thought that would have been a good fit for him for a while now. I thought last season with Adams playing the 5, it kind of diminished what Hayes could do on the floor.
It ruins our spacing.
But also now with Green, the majority of his system is, push the ball up the floor, and then on the offensive side, you're going to work a lot of, pick and rolls, get open shooters open. And then with Hayes, he's starting to work off the ball too.
Yep.
So he can work the catch, get around, and then I mean he's been punching that thing like it's nothing lately.
Oh, yeah. Last night.
That was dirty. That was dirty. We send our deepest condolences to Steven Adams today.
Yeah.
Y'all want to send like a bouquet together? Like we can package it, send it to Memphis?
No, I don't, because we had to take on that big contract and we ended up trading him. So good riddance.
I mean, the trade wasn't a bad thing, you know.
It wasn't a bad thing. It was great actually, but he didn't help us much that year besides rebounds.
I mean, at the same time, he did more than Bledsoe.
Well, let's not get into Bledsoe. That's a whole other conversation that we're not gonna have today.
So, I don't know. I think it's gonna shape out to be a really good first round at least.
Mm-hmm.
Playing's gonna be fun. We're gonna be there having a good time. Sean, you're just gonna have to manifest from home for us.
I'll be watching.
Send
Don't
some
worry.
love. Make sure you're rocking your Herb. I'll make sure I rock my Herb jersey too.
I will. I have to.
Yeah, we'll match with the City Edition jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Excited for that. Hey, to the Pelicans, please add Trey Murphy jerseys to the team store.
Please. I need one, dude. I need one. I mean, I had a Zion Mardi Gras. I just got the City Edition Herb Jones. I feel like they're going to drop new concepts for next year.
I
hope
think
so.
they need to. I think we're at the point where we're ready to evolve our brand because we have a team that can compete.
Yeah, because the team's marketable. They got guys that the fans love, and
Yeah.
you see the reception from the city. Everybody thinks that New Orleans is not a basketball city, but they just haven't been there.
New Orleans is just a sports city. Whoever's playing well, we're going to give you love if you show love back.
Yeah, and that's why everybody's loved CJ so much. And
Oh, yeah.
I think you're going to see that for a lot more years to come, especially with the amount of love he's poured out since getting here only, like a month or two ago?
Yeah.
A month, I think.
A little bit less than a month.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the playing's going to be fun. We're going to talk more about it, or talk more about the playoffs when it comes closer. I mean, we might record something while we're out at the play-in. I think that would be maybe a little bit fun.
That could be fun.
Record reactions in the stadium, go around, talk to fans. I think that would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. We'll make sure that you break your fast first so you can have a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Happy Ramadan to everyone. Happy Ramadan. Yeah, you're a champ for, coming through and recording this while you're in the middle of your fast.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, it is what it is. Well, I think that's just about it for everything I got to say on the play-in. I mean, is there anything that you want to say about the Pelicans before we wrap?
Nothing about the Pelicans.
No?
Yeah, I just want to say they've had a great season, honestly. Like, from where they started,
Yeah.
I couldn't honestly be happier, except if Zion was back, but I'm not really too stressed about that because I think all the media reports is just a lot of white
A lot of
noise.
fluff.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of fluff. I didn't listen to very much of that, but I think we're going to be a problem next year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Or if Zion happens to come back, if he's farther than what we think, if he comes back in the next week or two, if we're still fighting,
Hypothetically,
never know.
Yeah.
But next year, regardless, we're going to be really good.
Hypothetically speaking, if Zion were to return this Wednesday at the play-in game, I think the Smoothie King Center would erupt for his announcement.
I think that would probably be one of the single most watched NBA games in the past 10 years.
No doubt in my mind. He could come off the bench and play 20 minutes playing on a minute
And
restriction.
they would break records.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
No doubt in my
Record
mind.
numbers.
We saw what happened the last time Zion made a debut.
The debut game was
Against the Spurs.
absolutely
Against the Spurs.
manifesting. We are manifesting right now. Okay, we need to stop this before we get too ahead of ourselves. All right. Thank you for watching Pulse Sports Podcast. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Hopefully have some more soon. We're not going to put, a timeline on anything. We're just going to do it and come and go as we please. So go Pels. We're going to be watching on Wednesday. We'll be there in person. Sorry, Sean. It's okay.
I'll be watching.
Yep.
We're all good.
But yeah, until next time, for Rami and Sean, I'm John. See you later.
Add the J-Bo pitch to Madden.